Hi guys, Big P here, back again with another one today. One of my favourites, the Mercedes S320 CDI W220 inline 6 diesel engine, very nice car, absolute beauty to drive. And to think this car, it's a 2005, if somebody had bought this car brand new then, I don't think they would have been upset with it. It's an absolute beauty. I've driven the new S-classes as well, and they're nice cars, but I think this has a special place really in the Mercedes area. It's a very special model itself, the W220, and it shares a lot of characteristics with the W215 CL, and they're both absolutely beautiful cars. Have a look around this car, tell me what you think, like and subscribe, let me know in the comments below what you think. This car has quite a few modifications. I bought it about 10 years ago, thinking I'd keep it for 6 months and then let go of it. It was a gap car that I bought to replace another car that had broke down on me, and I got a cracking deal on it, so I thought, yeah, you know, after 6 months I'll sell it. But I ended up keeping it. It's been about 10 years now, and I think I'm going to hang on to it for another 10 at least, the way things are going. A lot of modifications car. I'll go through it and show you what I've done to it, and let me know what you think in the comments below. So if we start from the front of the car, it's got a full Mercedes AMG body kit on it. These bumpers and side skirts were removed from another W220, but an AMG one, an S55 AMG, which was a pre-facelift. You can tell by the bumpers on the pre-facelift, they don't stick out as much, and they are quite hard to get hold of, these body kits, but they do look nice once they're on the car. The headlights have been tinted. They're nice clear headlights, and we've got HID LED bulbs in there, which gives it a nice white look. And the grille and the emblem has been plastic coated in black, which I think does give it quite a nice look. This model does have a sunroof factory stock. These alloy wheels here being painted in gunmetal grey. They have been set up with 15mm spacers on the front and 25mm spacers on the rear, which does give the car quite a nice wide stance. Does sit quite well, especially as soon as the side skirts are AMG and they do stick out a bit more than normal ones. The brake discs on these cars are factory. They have drilled brake discs on these, and the calipers are actually stock as well, but they've just been powder coated and covered in Brembo badges. They do look quite nice with that setup. It's lowered on lowering links, which I did have mixed reviews for from people, but personally I think they're absolutely fine, and it sits nice, and the car still operates as it should. This car has had a full suspension overhaul. We changed all the struts, the valve block and the compressor, so it's been absolutely fine, and it was all changed for the sort of eBay stuff, which is the cheaper stuff. I didn't go for anything expensive, and to be fair, I've been running for about 2 years. I haven't had any issues. It's got a quad exhaust system, which is similar to the S55 setup. This goes straight through. It's been DPF delete, cat delete, and it's straight through, which gives it a really nice sound, and with the remap it does feel really good as well. It gives it that nice bit of power, pulls quite well. Little aftermarket spoiler on the boot lid, which does give it that nice finish. All the windows have been previously glass tinted, and yeah, other than that, more or less the spec itself is more or less stock, but a beautiful colour. I think it's Titan silver, this one, and it does look absolutely beautiful. One of my favourite cars, to be honest. I absolutely love driving it, and it does return good MPG as well. Sometimes you return 30-35 MPG doing mixed driving, running around town, and a little bit of dual carriage race, but you're driving steady and they do give you quite a good MPG. Yep, I'll show you around the inside, let me know what you think. So this particular car has done 154,000 miles. It's a very nice place to be, absolutely delightful place to be. This car is, the seats are so comfortable. It's like you're sitting in your sofas at home. Full electric memory seats. The infotainment system is not bad for the era of the car. I mean, I have bought an Android system for this, which I will be fitting soon, and I will put up a video showing how it goes in, but they're quite quirky. It has a CD player, plays DVDs, and plays a radio. It doesn't have like DAB radio or Bluetooth connectivity. I think it does have Bluetooth for the phone, which would have gone in the armrest, but not for the music. But look at the way the dash just spins right around into the doors and everything. It's an absolute beauty. The way they crease the leather in the door cards, and the thickness and the sheer thickness of this leather. Everything's electric in this car. Everything is absolutely beautiful. It's refined to a good level. Thinking this car's a 2005. It's a nice place to be. I mean, I reckon when this car came out, it would have been over £100,000. And somebody who bought this car then would have really enjoyed it. It's a beautiful car. Right, so the S320 CDI has been remapped, so it does pull a little bit better than normal, but won't be far off a stock one. Take it for a little drive now, see what you think. Gear change on these is absolutely beautiful. You can use it in a Triptronic or just full automatic. And find a little space here we go. Has a beautiful sound to it once the cats have been taken out, the DPS have been taken out. Absolutely beautiful. You know, you can, I think the 0 to 60 on this particular one's probably about just under 6 seconds, if it won't be far off that really. And I think to get an old car like this, 2005, which probably weighs about 2 ton, to get to 60 in around 6 seconds, it's not bad really, is it? And you could probably buy one in a decent example with about just over 100,000 miles, 120, 130, for around the £2,000 to £4,000 mark, for depending on how good of an example you want. But most of them have been kept nice anyway, because they're prestige cars. You're not going to find one, you may find one which has been knocked about, but you're not going to find a lot of them which have been totally trashed, because a lot of the people buy them sort of elderly folk, and they will have a nice example. And if you can pick up something like that for about 2-3 grand, and maybe throw about 2 grand more at it for about 5 grand, I think you've got yourself an absolute stunner. Drives absolutely beautiful. You can get about 30 mpg, 35, 40 if you put it on the motorway. Trips, I've taken this car sort of up to France even, and haven't had any issues with it getting to Dover and onto the ferry and taking it around France and back, and it's been beautiful. And I think at one time this was the car I was using daily, every day, to do whatever I needed to do. But if you look at the interior and everything, it's so well lit up, it's absolutely beautiful. I think it's a stunning car, and if you can find yourself a nice example for £2,000 to £3,000 and obviously modify it to your taste, you may think, well, I like it exactly as it is. I mean, I wanted to sort of make it an AMG spec car, and I converted it to an AMG using all the AMG bumpers and exhaust and whatnot, but it's not what everybody wants, is it? You might think, well, I quite like it exactly how it is, and to be fair, it's an absolutely beautiful car just the way it is. The seats are so comfortable, the drive itself is absolutely fantastic. I mean, you know, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you want to know anything about the car, if you've got any questions, or you're looking to buy one, I've done a lot of work on this. I've changed a lot of components in terms of suspension and engine and things like that, and the common issues on these engines in the inline six, where you have the oil filler on the top which leaks the breather and things like that. They're just common things like the seals on the turbo pipes, and cheap fixes. If you're a little bit DIY and handy, you can do these things yourself, and they don't take a lot of effort, and it can overall make a really nice car for a little bit of money, not a lot of money. I mean, compared to probably £100,000 when this car was new, you can buy this car for £2,000 to £3,000 now, and it has a lot of road presence everywhere I drive this car really. And a lot of people will say to me, oh, that's a nice car, and you know, they won't think, if I had a private plate on this, I don't think anybody would think it was that old. And nearly 20 years now, but you know, fantastic car, no issues at all, absolutely lovely. Let me know in the comments below what you think. If you got any questions, you want any buying advice, drop me a message and I'll let you know what I think.